Legacy's letting us know. In Argentina, you can get 3 pizzas and a Coke for 10 USD.
That's some value. That's a really good value. Here in Mexico, you get maybe 2 if you play your cards well, depending where you get it. Yeah, here we go, mate. Game number 1 on 2000 atmospheres, and here we have the first player, the Protoss player coming from the United States of America. Is Ryan.
And spawning in the bottom left, going for a 12 pool, we have the Mexican Zerg. He is red, representing Timbers Esports. It is JimRising.
I love how Jim is saying good luck, have fun while 12 pulling.
So,
the nerve of this guy.
I have a question for you. I know you weren't available to cast, but did you manage to catch any of Copa Hyperion yesterday?
I saw like the first 5 minutes of the first match that you casted. I don't even remember who it was.
Okay.
Who was it? Who was? I think it was Choro Carlo, right? I think it was Choro Carlo versus someone. Was it?
It was an amateur player. I can't remember which one. Maybe Choro Carlo. Maybe.
But yeah, that's all I saw. By the time I was finished doing stuff, the tournament was already over, and I saw the Zerglord one.
Yes.
Which, congratulations! I think that was his first weekly win in one of these weekly tournaments.
Yeah. The reason why I bring it up is because in the semifinals we had JimRising versus Nano or Shakti, and JimRising 12 pool Shakti. And now he's doing it again. We got a 12 pool. It was scouted by Ryan. Ryan did chrono out his initial zealot. He does have a second pylon on the way as well. Ooh.
Oh no!
He gets surrounded. Up. Oh god, he just barely he plugs up the wall, but the links come in again. The first probe goes down. The first pylon may go down as well. Thankfully, there's 2 pylons, and the second zealot just now popped out.
Yeah, I think Ryan is going to be okay. Maybe, question mark. Maybe if he pull probe, because he's going to lose his second zealot, mate.
Second zealot goes out, but you know what? This adept will finish. But 1 adept isn't going to be enough to hold against all this. Don't get surrounded, please! Oh god. And he holds. He's fine. He's fine. Yeah.
He successfully holds. He lose only 1 probes. He lose 2 zealots, but his tech was not delayed at all. He didn't lose any pylons. And yeah, I think now you say that Jim 12 pulled yesterday.
Yes.
Shaq versus Shaq.
Yes.
How was it?
He won.
How was it compared to what we just saw?
Shakti stumbled and collapsed and fell to the ground and died horribly. Shakti could not hold against it. Fun fact as well, I have a theory. I'm pretty sure JimRising did this just so we could see how to hold against it, because in the finals, the Zerglord, because it was a ZvP, JimRising played Protoss, and the Zerglord 12 pulled Jim 2 games in a row and won both games.
And did he also die in the same way that Shakti did?
Yeah, in a very similar way. Yeah. Where Jim, he just couldn't get the wall up in time. The zealot, just like how we saw, the zealot would get surrounded and die. He would pull a bunch of probes. He would lose the probes. He'd lose the pylon. Just GG. So yeah, really well done by Ryan. Now JimRising has access to this replay, so he can go in and look at it and make sure he knows how to hold.
But yeah, meanwhile, Ryan tech of choice is of course this target. With an Oracle instead of a Phoenix or a Void Ray. So this is interesting. I don't think we see Oracles that as much these days as we used to.
It's very true, very true. Every now and then, I think last week, maybe it was in Battle of the Americas, I can't remember who exactly did it, but recently I did see someone go triple Oracle. And it's been a very long time since we've seen anything like that. I think it may have been Starduck even. So yeah, I would love to see more of that. It did fall out of fashion a lot. We used to see it a lot more like last year. This year, not so much. So we'll see how much damage gets done. The queens are here though, and the spore is ready.
Bronze, okay. That's okay. And meanwhile, look at G Naturals.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot of adepts.
And they shade it into the main base as well.
And you know what? Jim skipped Link Speed.
Yes, he did. For what? I don't know, actually. Because he hasn't make any other tech.
Yeah, he did not take any of his gases in his main base. He's not mining any gas at all right now at his natural even. 0 gas income right now. And these adepts, they're just having their way with Jim.
Well, the aura also come back, so dude, the drones are going to oh my god, he's even focusing the queen.
Man, he can do whatever he wants. He can kill the queens, he can kill the drones. Thankfully there are 3 queens, so eventually this will be cleaned up, but the adepts have just done so much.
Another drone. So at the end of the day, I think Jim has lost 16 drones, I believe, 17 drones, something like that. So definitely not good. Definitely not good, especially because JimRising. I think JimRising right now is like he's not sure what to do. Oh god, they even canceled the Rush Warren.
Like Jim is he's like panicking right now. He as you said, he's all over the place. He has no tech right now. He didn't remake that. Finally the Roche Warren is on the way, but Jesus Christ, he's just been left with nothing for the longest time.
This is like when you see a headless chicken just running around without anywhere to go, panicking. This is JimRising at the moment.
It's very fitting for someone like JimRising, I think. Gosh. And now JimRising, he's up against the wall. Link Speed finally finishes for Jim. And you know, he's got a decent amount of queens, but you know what? There's no spore here at the 3rd base. More drones are going down.
5 drones. Finally loses 1 Oracle, but that Oracle more than paid for himself.
Oh yeah. It's been disgusting, mate. Jim has lost 24 drones this game.
So now 3 bases versus 3 bases. Ryan is starting to build up a lot of warp gates, and charge is also about to be done. So not much more time, and Ryan is just going to push and probably win.
Yeah, the problem is that, like, a couple of things, right? Jim, he sees this. He goes in with his Overlord, and he knows that his death is coming. So that's great. The problem is that, like, he doesn't have a Baneling Nest for Banelings. He will have Roaches available to him, but Roaches aren't the best against Zealots. Like, they can be overwhelmed. What's important is that it isn't just Zealots. 2 Immortals are already out as well, and a Warp Prism. Like, I don't know how Jim holds against this, like, especially without any stack defense. Oh my god.
I don't know how.
He's gonna have 10 Roaches.
Yeah. How you hold this is you restart the game, and you start game 2.
Oh boy, here comes Ryan with his Zealots, with Charge, with his Immortals. Jim, it looks like he may get a little bit of surround with his Zincs. Yo, he takes out the sentries.
It's huge. Ryan was not paying attention. He lost sentries, he lost 1 Archon as well.
And
there's still a lot of army left for Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, look at all this. There's so many Zealots out here getting on top of the Roaches. All the queens are gonna go down. I think that was probably the best engagement that Jim could have hoped for, like sneaking up on those sentries and killing them early on. But with the rest of these Zealots, oh my god, the Roach Warren gets picked off.
Oh no, drones are being pulled. You never want drones being pulled.
Yeah.
So you're on the desperate move when you do.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, Jim is cleaning. Jim is actually cleaning most of the army, but not enough. It's not enough. He has a lot enough. Ryan takes game number 1.
Oh, GG. Ryan takes game one, and boy, that was just a really unfortunate start to the game. You know, Jim came out of the gate like stumbling and like with an injured leg, and like, yeah, it's nothing was going his way. It was a headless chicken, if you will.
That's okay, Light. We're now gonna go for game number 2, where Jim can start in a clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jim rigs another 12 pull?
Oh God, no! I hope, I hope not. I hope not.
I mean, it's on romanticide.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, you as the Zerg expert over here, how often do you see 12 pull on this map?
You can see it just because it is so unexpected. Regardless, I do think that Jim is going to try and hit a timing. Whether it's a 12 pool, whether it's like a 2 or 3 base, like all in or something, I do think that he's going to want to end the game early here. And he's done it before. I've seen him pull it off against some of the other Protoss players in Latin America, even against people like Paco Mike. We'll see how he does against Ryan there.
Indeed we will. So Ryan asked for 1 sec.
Oh, good. Oh, good. But I do hope that Jim, I know he can sometimes be an emotional player and an emotional person, but hopefully he's able to shake it off right after game number 1, and it won't really affect him too much. Yo, did Chim land?
What? Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea at what time Cham flew off.
Chamito's growing up.
Wait, isn't ESL Asia starts in like a few minutes?
It does. ESL Asia begins in 1 hour and 16 minutes. 1 hour and 16 minutes.
Oh, if Cham is online, do you think he's going to play?
It'd be very bold of him to do so, but I hope he does. Like, he's gonna be so jet lagged. Like, the trip from America to Korea is very long. But I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Speaking of seeing it, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, the Protoss player that we see today, the American Ryan.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player. He is representing Timbers Esports, currently down 0-1. It's best of 5 series. It is JimRising.
Like, did you know that Mexico's full name is not Mexico?
What is it?
It is in Spanish, it is Estados Unidos Mexicanos.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, that is the actual full name of the country, the United Mexican States.
Wow.
So next time, like that someone asks you about the United States, you say which one. Because they are technically two.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting, especially because, like, I know in Spanish, even, like, when we refer to America, we say Estados Unidos, right? We say United States as well. Wow, cool.
Yeah, so no matter who wins today, Estados Unidos is going to win.
I mean, no matter who wins today, NA is going to come out on top, right? Regardless. So,
by the way, Jim went the full opposite from the last game. He went from 12 pool to a 3 hatch before pool.
Yeah, it didn't really click until you started saying it. He literally went 2 hatch before pool. Like, this is insane. Like, this is as greedy as you can get. He went 2 hatch gas and then pool as well.
The question is Ryan going to be able to punish this?
He does have an eye on the pool, and he should check the third base, and then things should kind of click for him. What will he do about it, though, is the real question.
I love it. What's he going to do about it, Dad? That's
Yes,
what
yeah.
he's going to do.
It's gonna cool cat JimRising is what he's gonna do.
Look, to be honest, I don't know why. Even though it's been quite a while since Blizzard implemented it, I don't see the sprays used very often. Is it just a waste of APM or something? I don't know.
Yeah, like it's always great when we see it, because you're right, it doesn't happen too often. We should see more of it. But yeah, Ryan, he confirms that the third base is there. And right for now anyway, he hasn't done anything about it. And this is like best case scenario for JimRising. Like, he's getting away with so much with this opening.
Yeah, indeed. Like, what do you do as Ryan? Do you? Oh, I think we know now what he does.
I love it. He is going for the Dark Shrine, and this is a really good way to punish the greed. Right now, Jim, it's going to be a while before he gets his lair up and running. He is working on a Spore because he's being safe, because he just hasn't seen anything yet. But like we've seen time and time again, it doesn't matter if you have a Spore, like DTs can still focus him down.
I mean, do you really think a DT can be able to punish what JimRising has done? Because yeah, sure, his lair is going to be late, but he can easily just make a Roach Warrior and a couple of spores, and that's it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Jim has to like see something that lets him know that that's what he needs to do, right? And okay, there we go. We have a Spore at the third as well. Spore in the main. He's getting detection everywhere. He should be okay. And these DTs shouldn't find too much damage. They should be turned into Archons, but we'll see. There isn't that much on the ground to defend.
Important thing, Jim notices the War Prison coming right at his base. Here we go, like the first 3 DTs are here.
Oh boy.
Archons?
Yeah. This shows that Ryan respects Jim, where he knows that Jim is prepared for DTs because the War Prism and everything has been scattered. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to morph him straight into Archons. Like, I know that the DTs by themselves aren't going to win me the game.
It's a bunch of Zerlings versus 2 Archons. Nice micro. Nice micro.
Oh my god. Yeah. One queen already went down. The second queen almost went down, but was able to just barely stay alive. And now Ryan can just fly around and kill all these overlords.
The Horror is good, but I don't think Ryan still has done much damage, to be honest. Not to justify the whole tech and the Archons. Really. Jim made 3 bases at the beginning of the game, and he still has not been punished. He has not done a single drawn, I believe.
Yeah. And now he's getting a 4th base. Like, he's getting away with so much here. Sure, he's losing overlords, but Jim just made 7 overlords. Or he's got 6 queued up. He knows that he's going to lose a bunch of overlords. He's not looking to get supply blocked anytime soon.
I love it. The Archon just being annoying here and there, but for a pro player like JimRising, a little bit of multitasking is not much, really.
Yeah. He's on top of this. For the most part, you know, the Lings are always here. Ooh, nice micro. Almost loses one of the Archons, but Ryan was able to keep both of them alive. And honestly, I'm surprised. Like, Ryan, he's sticking with like the ground-based Protoss army, you know. He's got Immortals on the way, he's working on Charge, like there's no Stargate or anything like that.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Like, the current meta in PvC is just go to Stargate all day, all the way. But here we have Ryan, second game in a row where he's going to make a chargeless Immortal all-in, basically. Well, not all in, but he's really trying to do as much damage as he can with this push.
Oh yeah.
Charge done. I believe +1. No, +1 is not done. Or is it?
It's on the way.
It's on the way.
Oh boy.
He has Charge, he has Immortal, he has Archon, he has the War Prism, and he has Sentries.
And what I will say is that JimRising is better prepared. Like, he does have a decent army, Roaches and Ravagers. He is still being pushed back though. Ooh, nice focus fire on the Archons.
Oh, nice force fields.
Yeah, and it looks like the Biles do land and just barely snipe the Warp Prism. They do deny one of the Warp Bins, and with that, JimRising, with the reinforcements, should be able to push this away.
Yes, this is... This push is over. If I were Ryan right now... Excellent, that's what I'm going to say. Recall. Loses one Immortal, unfortunately, but managed to save the... most of the important part of the army, which is basically the Sentries and the Immortal.
Yeah, and once again, with that attack, Ryan just traded army for army. Like, the economy was left alone, and now Jim is getting a little bit scary, right? He's getting to the point where he's on 4 bases. He's going to have 4 bases saturated. He's going to be able to max out incredibly quickly. Not quite yet, but he is looking really good to get into the late game. We do see that he's pushing out right now with this Roach Ravager. He has to be careful not to be over eager. I do think that right now Ryan is a little bit like weak. Like, there's a timing that JimRising could be hitting. But he's not feeling confident.
Interesting.
Oh boy. I'm a little bit concerned. Like, there was a period there where Ryan didn't have any shield batteries. He only had 1 immortal and he barely had any gateway units. Like, a counterattack would have been great. Instead, Jim, he wants to like secure a longer game. Like, he's like denying the 4th base. You know, he's taking up to Spire. Interesting decision with the Nidus. Oh my.
I mean, it makes sense because Jim has had an overload inside Ryan's base for like an eternity now, and Jim has done nothing about, and Ryan has done nothing about it. Like, that overload has been seeing everything since like minute 5.
Oh boy. And because of that, the Overlord actually sees the Fleet Beacon. Oh. Yeah. Honestly, I love Swarm Host. It's very Cham-esque because Ryan is focusing on a ground army. Swarm Hosts are going to do a lot. What's interesting is that Ryan got the Fleet Beacon and it's for a mothership.
Dude, I have not seen a mothership in a pro game in like ages.
It's been
I
a
saw
long
it
time.
on another game like 2 days ago. Other than that, I was not even remember that unit was in the game.
Oh god, it's been a long time. And here comes the Locust Wave. They are going to be hitting the 3rd base. The army is here to respond. Overcharge is being used, so the Nexus should stay alive. We'll see how much damage gets done. At the same time, Roaches are pushing up the ramp.
Nice force field. Split the army in 2, and half of the Roaches just gone in an instant.
Wow. Wow.
That's a very nice force field. And Ryan didn't lose any important units. Like, all the Archons, all the Immortals are still there.
That was beautifully done there by Ryan. He also barely lost anything to the Swarm Host, which was surprising as well. He only lost a couple of gateway units. Now he deals with the Nidus. He's taking up, and now, you know what just arrived? Mama Ship.
Yeah, I think Jim is going to be very surprised when he see a mothership.
Oh boy, as the mothership does come in, there's no detections, so these Locusts do nothing. They actually do nothing. Oh my god.
Yeah, now Ryan pushing out. He has the army advantage basically, and with that mothership, all that units invisible, he just need to get rid of that overseer, and there we go. Like,
yeah, it's almost dead as well. Like, and that's the only form of detection right now for JimRising. JimRising, he's trying to distract the army. He's trying to go for another Nidus to use his Swarm Host across the map. But like, this is still terrifying. This is a terrifying situation to be in.
getting very good this game, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Look how many of those attacks are landing on the army of Ryan. I think Ryan could be a little bit more careful with his micro. Like, look, he just lost an Archon.
Yeah. Lost an Archon, lost a bunch of Zealots. In the end, he will finally get across the map and he will kill this hatchery, but at the same time, like, the Locusts are across the map.
No, those Archons are pulling out.
Oof. The Archons will be going down, but Ryan, he doesn't turn around. He's warping in across the map. He's committed to this push. Thankfully, Jim did morph in a couple more Overseers for detection, but his army is so small.
The Corruptors are here late.
Oh boy, oh boy.
They're targeting the mothership.
They
nice slow field, and now they're over the Archons. The Corruptors are stuck, but the mothership goes down. The mothership goes down. The question is, does it matter really?
Oh, the Locust Wave does recharge just in time. It does land, but you know what? Now the Locust Wave is gone, and I'm just concerned that there's just not enough on the ground to deal with the Immortals. Like, look how many Immortals there are. 6.
Arms are being pulled again. Not again.
Not again. Not like this. Ryan is just pushing on forward. The Biles, they are landing. Ooh, the Lings come out just in time to surround the army. Maybe Jim can make something happen with this. Even mutants are coming out, question mark. And
in the end, this is going to get clean.
Yeah.
And we have an even game now. Like 100 supply versus 100 supply.
Honestly, the mutants were so smart because in the end, Immortals survived, but Immortals do not shoot up. Like, there was not enough anti-air there for Ryan.
This is the magic of being able to open 4 bases and not get punished. You can do anything in the late game.
Exactly.
That's what we saw Jim. We have seen basically every unit so far. He's just missing Ultralisk.
Oh, don't tempt him. Don't. Oh God, I don't think we want to see Ultras here. But we'll see, because the mutants, they dive in. Right now, they're avoiding the Archons. They're dealing a lot of damage. 7, 8 probes are going down, and then he can just go straight into the main. Oh my God.
Mate, those are mutants. Those are 19 Mutalisk light.
Jesus Christ. Far too many mutants for Ryan to deal with. And yeah, Jim is just he's just doing whatever he wants in the main base. There's just not enough here to stop him.
Look, he's one-shotting Stalkers. Incredible.
Wow. Jim takes game 2.
With a Muta switch. Incredible.
Actually incredible, mate.
With a Muta switch after a mothership push. Like...
I love it. Like, if Jim had made a wave of roaches, it's possible that Ryan would have just won the game because he just had so much left over there. But because he went for the mutas instead, like, and because Ryan basically had zealots, sentries, and immortals, and only like 1 Archon, he just didn't have enough. Couldn't deal with it. That was beautiful.
So map number 3 is going to be light shade early. Do you have any preference for building this map, Light?
This is a 12-4 map. Let's go. Okay. Thought Jim was gonna play Terran for a moment. Backing, please. You want to see Jim lose? Is that what you?
No, I wanna see him suffer. I wanna see he struggle to win each and every game. You know what my thoughts are in Terran versus the other races?
Yeah, Terran is pretty OP.
Sure, assuming you have like hands. Speaking of pretty OP, here in the top left hand corner of the map, the OP race of Protoss being played by this American player for Exxon Gaming. It is Ryan.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Mexican Zerg player. He is red, representing Timbers Esports. It is JimRising.
Yo, Light, we have a very quick pro scout.
We do. I like it.
That do you? That was even before Pylon.
It was very fast. It does a lot of things. It scouts to see the timing of something like the hatchery, and it also delays it as well. You know, you can just throw down a pylon, forces Jim to take a base to the north.
Seeing how Ryan has made 2 games in a row where he made a strong robo push, seeing your natural being so far away, this cannot be good for Jim.
Not at all, not at all. Right now, like, this is a really good position for Ryan to even go for something like Adepts. I do think that Adepts may be a little bit too obvious. I don't know how well that's really going to work for Ryan, but he does have the option available to him. Also, when we were talking about Jim playing Terran, I was just reminded of, I don't know if you remember, there was a week where it was a Nina versus Cham finals and they off-raced.
Yes.
And feels bad, man, when they TBT'd and Nina had like no respect. She just cheesed Cham like every single game. Oh god. I remember they played the TBT and Nina like proxy like 3 racks Reaper, proxy Reaper, and Cham's like, really? It's like feels bad.
Yeah, fascinating. For some reason, these last games on the ladder, I've been getting TBTs. I've been getting a lot of proxy Reapers, but where the opponent built 2 barracks outside the base as proxy, but a tilt barrack is inside the base, like normal. So when you scout it, you see like a normal Reaper opening, and then suddenly you have 3 Reapers in your base, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. It can be hard. It can be hard to scout something like that. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of Terran games here. Like F's in the chat for Tavo again. He was the only notable Terran player in the bracket today, but did go down early.
F's in the chat for Tavo, but where was Neo? Where was Chaos Fate?
Right, Neo, Shelby.
Where was Kelasur? I want to see Kelasur play. Kelasur, do you know that you can actually play this tournament? You're allowed to.
I mean,
Special has played once or twice. I want to see Kelasur as well.
The only difference is that, like, this is at an awful time for Europe. Like, literally the worst time. Like,
come on, sleep is overrated.
Oh god. I mean, Kelasur, isn't he like interning at Shopify? Like, he's got his own thing going on.
Was it Shopify? I thought it was Team Liquid.
It could be Team Liquid. It was one or the other, yeah.
But yeah. By the way, returning to this game, just predict like we have Adepts.
Yeah. It was all lining up here. But the reason why
unfortunately Jim is going to see it.
Thankfully, Jim is able to see it. You mean this is what I was concerned about, is that this feels very obvious because of how things played out. So because of that, Jim should have already had this in his mind and he should be preparing for it. Glaive Adept openings have been so common over the past year. Like, he should be well versed in the defense. What I'm trying to say is, mate, you got no excuses. Let's go 16 lings are on the way. Good start.
16 lings are on the way, but we have 8 Adepts with the War Prism incoming.
Oh boy.
And Glaive is about to finish. How many lings to take out these many Adepts?
I mean, the lings are not like the final form. They're only here to buy enough time for the roaches. There we go. The roach warren just finished up. We have 8 roaches on the way. What's important is that Jim did spread creep and he's connecting every single one of his bases, but he did not chase the shade. And now the Adepts are in the main.
Okay, only 3 drones so far. All the lings are getting shredded like here, but the roaches are coming out now.
The roaches are out. You have a couple more Adepts here at the 3rd base. So far, 7 going down. What's important, the War Prism is still alive. Oh boy. And sure, JimRising holds for now, but the Adepts, like, they're still good. Oh.
I mean, you say that as they are being literally persecuted across the map.
They're alive, I should say. So Ryan does have them at home to defend. He is working on his Immortal. The first Immortal will pop out. Will it be enough to hold on is going to be the question here. How good will the defense be for Ryan?
Good enough, because Jim is not going to attack.
Yeah, he actually pulls all the way back. Questionable move, but okay, I respect it.
I mean, I believe it's a wise decision. He's respecting his opponent because he knows that the war prism is still out there. And look, here we go, harassing.
Yeah. Exactly. So he's just making sure he gets into the next stage of the game, and so far, really good defense by Jim. Like, this is what I would have expected from him. Like, mate, you've played against this so many times on the ladder. Here we go, solid defense. He did lose 7 drones, which is more than you would like to see, but you know, he's alive, and that's what matters.
That's what matters. Ryan keep trying to harass the third base, but no, that's more than enough army to drive these links away. And Jim now working on his lair.
Oh boy, and that War Prism, it's still alive and it's still dealing a lot of damage. They do get into the main base and manage to escape. I'm a little bit...
I like that move. I don't think I ever see him use before. Like, shading not to get away, but to actually retreat.
Yeah. It's good.
That was kind of cute.
It was. Nicely done there by Ryan. But what I wanted to say was I am concerned for Jim. Ryan, once again, he's going for a ground-focused army. He is mixing things up though, and he is going for Blink, so he's going to have a majority Stalker-focused composition, and Stalkers they're ideal against like roach heavy compositions, right? That's what they want to go up against. So I worry a little bit for Jim. I would love for him to throw down like a Hydroden and go into lurkers, but I don't think he's much of a lurker player. And they call him the Muta King for a reason.
True. I mean, it worked last game. Those mutants were what gave him the edge at the end.
Oh yeah. Mutas aren't going to be the best move here, especially with Blink Stalkers with +1, but we'll see what the tech of choice is going to be. Regardless, right now he needs to hold. He does split the army, he does see it with his Overlord and with his Lings. He's morphing in a couple of Ravagers, he even has some Spines ready.
Oh, one important note. Ryan is a Brave Blood.
Oh no.
Like, this is not good when you're trying to push an offensive with a War Prism right now. Look, he only can make one select.
And I think because of that, because he was supply blocked, immediately he makes a wave of drones. He's working on his upgrades, and he just threw down a Robotic Spay. Like, he pulls back.
See it again. Look at Ryan's main base. There's one giant Overlord that's been sitting there for like 5 minutes.
Look, Ryan is an honest player, okay? He has nothing to hide. He's the most honest Protoss player in the world, okay?
I don't know, mate. Will you trust a player that you let Overlords stay inside his base?
Not at all. That's sketchy.
So yeah, now Jim it is the one on the offensive, and oh my god, very good form for the game, but Zerlings are coming from all sides.
Oh, that they are. Ryan, he blinks back, but that exposes his Immortals. Now the Immortals, they're being focused down. Every single Immortal goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan did not have any shield batteries over here, and the War Prism was out of position, and everything goes down for Ryan. He may survive this, but he has lost all his tech units.
Yeah, the shoe batteries only just now finished up. Where is the overcharge? Finally it gets used, but I mean, the shoe battery is just going to be piled down.
Oh no. This was an incredible trade for Jim.
Ryan, he was just not ready for it. Like, he was throwing down shield batteries, but they were not done in time. And now JimRising, as you said, even if JimRising doesn't end the game here, like, he traded so well, and he's still rallying across the map.
I think this is GG. With this many roaches coming now, all he has is a couple of cells, a couple of Stalkers, and one Colossus that just came out.
Oh boy, maybe with the Colossus something can happen. I mean, but Jim, he's just trading so well here, taking down more of these gateway units. There's no energy left on the shield battery, and wow, Jim, I didn't think he could do it, but he's gonna be up in the series.
Teammates, we have a 2-for-1 for JimRising.
Wow. Imagine if Ryan wasn't supply blocked. I 100% think that if Ryan had the supply, he would have committed to the attack that he was going for when he was in the middle of the map. I'm
gonna lead you for 1 minute left.
Okay. All good. Looks like JimRising has to use the bathroom as well. Meanwhile, the players are just asking, yes, this is a best of 5, of course. So JimRising currently on match point, up 2-1. He just needs one more to be today's champion. Honestly, I can't remember the last time JimRising won a Battle of the Americas. I know he's done it in the past. I think. Let me quickly check here. JimRising, no. Wow, I just quickly checked the history. JimRising has never won a Battle of the Americas. Usually it's been Chem or Nina, Pili, even Paco Mike has won in the past. But JimRising, he's so close for the very first time to be a Battle of the Americas champion. Hello from EU. Hello, Seal Pop. Hello. Mate, something is wrong with you to be awake at this hour. Like, it is, what is it, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in Europe right now? Jesus Christ. Massive shout out to the people living in the land of Europa who are currently awake watching StarCraft. A lot of passion. And welcome back, Tarki.
How did you know that I was back?
I heard your chair.
So yeah, I just came back. My sister called me. He said he needed something, and what she needed was she wanted to give me a bunch of books that she's throwing away.
Oh.
So yeah, good? Here we have. I don't know. I don't know most of them. Here we have The Gift by Cecilia Aher. I don't know who she is. Here we have a book of poems by Octavio Paz, who's like a famous Mexican poet. Mm-hmm. Which I believe he's a Nobel laureate, actually. I believe he has won a Nobel Prize. Here we have the first book in the Game of Thrones series, which I already own, so it doesn't matter. Here we have The Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
And Alice in Wonderland. And what's this? Rapunzel.
You have some classics there. Wow.
Yes. And what we have here? Oh, a book by Franz Kafka. You know Franz Kafka?
I
guy who wrote the Metamorphosis.
Ah, okay.
You know, about the guy who turns into a giant roach or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have. Oh, I actually don't have this book. This is interesting. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
Oh, okay.
And a book from an author that I do not know. And another book that I do not know. So, it's okay. Bunch of books that I maybe gonna read in the coming months.
Yeah, sounds good. I always say this. I envy people who have time to read. It's been a long time. I still have a backlog myself of a bunch of books that I haven't read that I own.
Like you don't really need that much time to read.
You do. What are you on about?
No. Look. I'm gonna tell you a secret. If you read 30 minutes a day, you're going to read 10 books in a year.
No, that's not enough, mate. That's not enough.
It is 30 minutes in a day,
mate.
Unless you're one of the guys that reads like one page every 10 minutes.
I cannot read for 30 minutes. I need like a couple of hours, mate. Like I get engrossed, you know.
Okay, then instead of reading 30 minutes a day, save 1 day a week and read for 3 hours.
But that's 3 hours, though. Like that's.
Come on, what are you going to do? Cast?
Yeah. Oh god, it's one of those things where where I just feel like I'm not being productive. Like there's always something to do. And even when it comes to like, I don't know, even watching like series like with Netflix or something, like I'm always tentative about that, and I'm always trying to do like something else at the same time. Like on another monitor. Yeah.
Mate, you have a problem.
I do. I do. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Also, don't you understand? We're trying to buy a house in Final Fantasy, mate. Like that's the dedication that takes. This entire cast, Kuro, has been awake just trying to buy a house.
Wait, has she really? Is she really playing Final Fantasy right now?
I think she may be. She may be.
Excellent. So you heard him here first. Stream Final Fantasy after this.
Oh god.
Anyhow, speaking of Final Fantasy, here the Protoss player who's on his last leg, he wants a Final Fantasy. It is Exxon's Gaming Ryan.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player. He is red, representing Timbers Esports, currently up 2-1 in this best of 5 series. And a fun fact that I looked up while you were gone, Darking, this man has never won a Battle of the Americas. He is so close to achieving that for the very first time. It is JimRising.
So, like, you say he has never won Battle of the Americas. How many second places? That's the real question there.
He has silver two second places. Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah. Battle the, like. Mm-hmm.
I can see Jim like losing to Cham and Nina and people like that in the finals, but only 2 times.
Yeah. Mate, Jim's hunting ground is Sentimental Latino and Copa Hyperion, and Battle of the Americas, he has a harder time.
He's only one game away from finally achieving it.
Exactly. I was just fun fact. The person with the most second places is Patty Mac with 6. 6 second places.
Oh, okay. 6, that's really good.
Under him is Eggs with 5.
Oh, X. I hope one day he comes here.
Yeah. Oh god, Eggs, like shaking my head. So much potential. 2020 was I think I said this last time. It felt like his year, like where he was able to like improve so much. I said this about a lot of players. I think I said the same about Paco Mike. But here we are, you know, with Jim and Ryan here in the finals. I thought Ryan would have a little bit of an easier time here, but yo, Jim is looking pretty good with his ZvP.
Indeed. And now here in the 4th game of the series, Ryan is opening a Stargate. Is he gonna go Oracles again? Or is he gonna open finally Void Rays or Phoenixes?
I would love some Oracles. I wouldn't even be opposed to like a Void Ray first and then get an Oracle out, but we'll see. Look,
by the rally point that Stargate has, I'm gonna guess an Oracle.
Let's see. Show us.
See?
There we go. Beautiful. As the Oracle is rallied to go straight into the main base of JimRising, but Jim spotted it. He scouted with his Overlord. He saw the Stargate, and he should be perfectly fine against it.
Okay, Adept's been cheeky. 2 drones die. And both Adepts are lost.
Both do go down. The Oracle is zooming across the map. It will be spotted by these Overlords. Again, Jim, he saw this earlier, but the spores aren't done yet. He does have Queens, though, but oh boy. Jim being a little bit greedy.
Only 3 drones so far. I mean, this is basically a repeat from the first game. The only difference is that Jim is a little more ready than before.
Yeah, he was abused a little bit for not getting that spore in his natural, for delaying it a little bit. But I mean, he dealt with the Oracle. It only got 3 extra kills, was forced back. There is a second Oracle out now for Ryan, so Jim has to be a little bit more careful and he has to respect that. But yeah, for the most part, we're just kind of chilling.
Okay, Serling's just coming to confirm that there's a tilt base. And Jim now with the Roach Warren. So yeah, this is basically game number 1, but with a better opening for Jim.
Yeah, much better. And here we go. Lair is now on the way as well. Jim is finally getting into his game. Again, game number 1 was disastrous for Jim. And to be fair, it did start with the 12 pool, if you recall. So just everything went wrong there. But he hasn't risked going for an early pull at all this series after that. So yeah, things are looking much better for him.
Hey, everything's so good so far.
Yeah, like a couple of drones going down here and there. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Oh god.
What does it mean?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
8 RT Ola.
Retweets? No. Retweets? No. I didn't.
Oh, maybe Jim is trying. Doesn't when you write like / you're sending a message to someone outside the game?
Oh yeah, R is reply. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Jim saying he failed.
He was saying hello to someone who whispered him. God damn it, Jim.
I hope his micro inside the game is better than his chatting skills.
Shaking my head, Jim. God. Just put yourself on busy when you're playing. God damn it.
He doesn't. I mean, he does put himself on busy, but he has it to show the messages when people give him a personal message or on the same channels. That's how Jim knows that he has to play it, because he's playing ladder, but he sees the message on the chat channel, and that's how he knows he has to come back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be impossible to get hold of.
God damn it, Jim. Meanwhile, we do have Ryan pushing out across the map. Jim, he was getting ready for something cheeky of his own. He does have a Nidus on the way. Oh boy, and it doesn't get scouted. Ryan, he doesn't see it. Now he does.
Here we go, destroy, and now Jim with the Nidus, mate.
Oh boy, Nidus is on the way. Ryan, he turns around to go back home, but he isn't responding.
No, he's not reacting, he has not seen it.
Oh no. The Nidus does finish up, and now the Roach is going into the main base, forces a recall.
Man, the recall was only what, like 2 Archons?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When the rest of the army is just waddling back home, that recall was not worth it at all. Now the entire army of Jim is here.
Oh no, this is so bad. This is so bad for Ryan, especially because Ryan's army came in like waves. So Jim could easily finish one wave before the next game. Look, mate, no more Zealots, no more units that tank here. And okay, good force fields. He managed to build himself time. But mate, that was a lot of damage. 12 roaches dead. 12 dead.
Exactly. Not just that, but also a lot of the army of Ryan went down as well. Meanwhile, we have another Nidus here over on the left-hand side of the map. Ryan was trying to counterattack with a War Prism, but it was cleaned up. The War Prism was forced away, and now JimRising can focus on the counterattack.
Mate, I think Ryan is going to be just pull apart from the seams.
Yeah, the problem is that like he just doesn't have enough to protect his immortals. Like once again, like Jim, he just dives on top of them, takes out one immortal.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nidos again in the main base. Celot and Oracle here to destroy it as quickly as possible, but a lot of roaches managed to get out, and one more immortal get caught here.
The immortals, please, Papi. Oh god, more immortals are coming up the ramp, but mate, they're just coming to their death. Once again, there just isn't enough to really keep them alive. Jim, he does decide to nope out, he does decide to leave. There we go, he does dive in, but he's just got another Nidus here. Once again at the third.
Man, Ryan is being pulled apart.
Oh my god, and JimRising was having a lot of fun earlier today in the tournaments, but here in the finals he turns it on. He wants that championship, and he's gonna get it. GG gets called.
JimRising takes out his first Battle of the Americas championship. Congratulations to JimRising, first.
Wow. After a year of Battle of the Americas, finally JimRising does come out on top. He finally does win one of these, and all it took was Cham going to Korea.
That's only to get Cham out of the country. That's a good point. Like JimRising is legit maybe the best player in Mexico. He can finally say he's the best player in Mexico.
In Mexico, true.
I mean, maybe Paco might have something to say about it, but I don't know.
True. Yeah. I would kind of say that. Unfortunately, Paco Mike wasn't here. Wasn't here today to compete. Paco Mike, he can be a little bit inconsistent with that, but again, I'm sure he's just practicing very hard. He's still a very solid player, but regardless, you know, JimRising, he is our champion this week. He was the best player today in today's brackets, and honestly, I'm impressed. I didn't have a lot of faith in him going into the finals, but I should have. Yeah, wow, congratulations. Also, shout out to Ryan for making it as far as he did today as well. Ryan, I don't think he's been able to win one of these either. There's always someone like Nina or Cham in his way, but he did a really good job today, and he also gets a bonus himself, you know, representing America, you know, as the highest placing North American player, also gets some extra money.
Yes, that is correct. By the way, shout out also to Brendan, who's like a Diamond Canadian player that played today for the first time. He just was looking like to see what's up. So thanks to him for also showing up, because otherwise Ryan would have been the only American player in the tournament.
God, imagine if Ryan wasn't here, then Brandon would have walked away with some.
Can you imagine? Like, it has happened before. We had tournaments where we had only one North American player, and he's for default just like, here's $10. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Oh God, GG. Also, I want to give a bit of a shout out because I do see that Lord Loken is here in the chat. Ryan wanted to thank you for boosting the prize pool, as Ryan is in the in-game chats, giving you a shout out. Again, we gotta praise you ourselves. Massive shout out to Lord Loken. He boosted the prize pool for Battle of the Americas this week in the Matcherino page.
Yeah, thank you, Lord Loken. He actually boosted the price of a lot of tournaments. I see a lot of Sentimental Latinos and Copa Hyperions be boosted for like $20-30 extra, which is very appreciated. So thank you, Lord Loken.
Lord Loken's doing his part. It really does help a lot. It helps motivate a lot of players. It helps out. It helps them out as well when it comes to being able to focus on competing and playing StarCraft as well, and helps them go full time. I know someone like me and Mike, for our regional events, like me and Micah and Gogo Joey, like, because of how much they're able to make in these weekly events, like, they can kind of justify going almost full-time StarCraft essentially, and just focusing on improving and stuff like that. I know Cham does the same because of the amount of weeklies that he wins.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago when Eric was like on his top, playing like every tournament in existence. I was talking to some Brazilian players and saying how Eric is playing like in like everywhere and winning a lot of tournaments, and they were saying, yeah, he's basically making more than the minimum wage here in Brazil, just winning weeklies.
Oh god, I remember Eggs was saying a very similar thing last year. Like he was very much so living off of like Sentimiento Latinos and stuff like that, like because back when he was on fire. Yeah, I know that like it does affect like Latin American countries, especially like depending on which country you're in, like winning a weekly like this is like it's actually a decent amount of money. But
so
yeah.
you now know everyone to see every Saturday we have a Battle of the Americas here for you. Come and play. You may even get $10 just for showing up, which is quite nice. Like you can get a couple of pizzas, maybe 3 pizzas in you're in Argentina.
Exactly. The upcoming weeks are going to be a little bit different. Of course, Battle of the Americas normally is a weekly event, but the DreamHack qualifiers are coming up. They are on the horizon. I know this weekend coming up is the ANZ Champ qualifiers, and then the week after that is the DreamHack qualifiers for like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Oceania, Southeast Asia, China as well. So yeah, we are going to have a very packed weekend, and that will affect some of our regular tournament broadcasts. We'll have to double check, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, me too. I actually have to double check, see that any important qualifiers don't overlap with here.
Especially because I was talking about Takuro about this, but TSL qualifiers are coming up as well. Like all the qualifiers are happening in the next month, in the coming weeks, and oh boy, the next qualifiers are currently happening as well. Even though there hasn't been a lot of coverage on that.
I saw Wardy casting a couple of the I don't remember if European or Korean or both. Qualifiers. For the American qualifiers, I think I saw no one casting in English. I believe I saw no one, which was surprising.
Yeah. But the problem is that honestly, the next event is very poorly publicized. And because of that, actually, I have no idea who to contact when it comes to who's organizing it, because it's all, done by Chinese organizers.
Wait, I didn't tell you?
No.
There's an email. There's an email in a Discord server.
But because of that, yeah, because of that, Wardy is the only one covering it, and he can't do everything, right? So because of that, yeah, the NA qualifiers, they didn't get anything. Even the Korean qualifiers, I think they only had like a round of 8. Like there weren't very many signups. You gotta advertise, you gotta be on social media. You'll be on Reddit. Shaking my head, man. It's meant to be a premier event.
I mean, that's okay. There's still a lot of qualifiers left for that tournament.
Yeah, true.
There's time.
But yes, thanks everyone for tuning in. Shout out to all the crazy Europeans who are staying up. Seal Pup was talking about it, about how late it is in the UK. Adrian as well. German Warbird. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Datking, where can people find more of you?
Oh yeah, you can find me more in Twitter at Darking65. I usually post like the signups for the important Latin American tournaments, especially Sentimiento Latino and Battle of the Americas and Copa Hyperion. So if you want to know when you can sign up for that, just follow me on social media and you'll be good to go.
Yes, and you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter as well. Do stream occasionally, do stream ladder sessions and Final Fantasy as well. But more importantly, follow the CranKy Ducklings for more StarCraft. As you can see on the screen right now, as I switch on over, we will be live in 30 minutes. With
30 minutes less, 30 minutes, right?
Yep. In 30 minutes, we will be live with ESL Open Cup Asia. Oh boy, so I gotta quickly go and get some food and then have to set up the stream, get Yaku ready, make sure Yaku's awake as well. I have to call him because he's gonna be waking up at around this time. And yes, I will be casting that with Yaku Zaku in 30 minutes. So, and yeah, our weekends are always packed full of StarCraft. So if you're interested, then hit that follow button, follow us on social media, all that good stuff. I see Seal Pup Seal Pup is asking about the ANZ series. We will be covering the qualifiers when it comes to the DreamHack main event. We will be the B stream once again. For ESL, so we'll be casting on ESL SE2_B stream or whatever it's called. ESLB, I think it's called. When it comes to ANZ champs, I may be casting some of it from the studio. Not too sure how much though. It's still a little bit up in the air, to be honest.
Ooh.
So we'll see.
Are we going to glimpse the rare on-camera light VIP?
It's gonna happen, mate. It's gonna happen. Oh boy. But yeah, we'll see. I know they're still trying to figure a couple of things out for ANZ champs when it comes to the formats and all that stuff. I do have the schedule and it's going to go for quite a number of weeks. They changed it. Now it's like a long league. So every single weekend there's going to be a broadcast for ANZ champs. And it happens to go at the same time as GPO. So we have to move GPO to something else, to another time, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of changes coming in 2021. But yes, we are done. We are done for the morning. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in 30 minutes.
Bye everyone.
Ciao.
Go and play some StarCraft.